So here I am in my little snow dome, but it's not as high as I would wish it to be. So I'm gonna mend this little thing here, and then I'll start with my white reports. With the white papers, I'll do a white report in my pink igloo. We are almost there. It's that I can't sit, and I want to sit. So here I manufactured 2 windows. So here we are. When I first went into the internet, 2009-ish, I was researching the World Trade Center collapse, and Judy Wood has a video up, Where Did the Towers Go?, where she explains that there was no seismic action measured beforehand and during that incident. So we know they somehow puffed away in midair. And during that time, then 2011, Occupy Wall Street and Zurich, Switzerland was happening, and I took part and made videos. And I kind of found out that it's a time waste, because the elite, later on I learned from Miles Mathis, that I got to know far back in time, like in recent times. I read all of his PDFs except the physics ones, and I read them for myself and I let them read out loud. So I learned that Wall Street is kind of owned by the Federal Reserve, of course, because it's this New York thing where they have a little piece of land where they make their own laws. They don't have to abide to any American law there. They want to take the power away from by Wall Street, Occupy, from the reserve banks. They want to have it all in like one, in the hands of one authority, which would be the World Bank. So then the World Bank in every country where it actually resides can decide upon money issues, and not every region of the world of USA does its own policy there. Syria was attacked because there hasn't been a World Bank residency until the war, and it had no debt anywhere. So that was my start into the internet. Then, because I was so into the Bible, because I had read a lot of Bible, there is a word describing what you do when you read the Bible and then you make an explanation for yourself. So Georg Kühlewind's books, the Bible, and many, many other books I had read. So I was really into the apocalypse, because when you read a book that makes no sense at the point, what do you want to do? Well, you want to solve the riddle. So I ended up investigating on the internet, and then I found Alan Watt. Just Watt. Forget Watts. No S at the end. And he was talking about the Bible, and then also about the real hierarchy on this world, with the Council on Foreign Relations, with the Royal Institute of International Affairs, and the Committee of 300, and that's basically it. So I learned about the real hierarchy on this world, And because the internet does not really help you in that cause, I went to investigate myself where to get more information on this kind of illuminati ruling the world. And then I fell into the trap, the MK Ultra trap, because the music industry seems to be talking about selling their souls and being slaves of the Illuminati. And so you fall into this trap where you get misled. Then I found Ralph Epherson, and he explains that in America every 11 years there is a switch from the Democrats to the Republicans. And because of that, I sort of, okay, so it's true, there is just a few families up there. And of course, a child has found out that almost all American presidents are related. Imagine. So Eric John Phelps on the Bible side, then I found, and he talks about the Vatican being into child murder, kind of. At least he says that the Vatican does everything on the adverse than the Bible tells you to do. They're not following the scriptures. Then I found Walter Veith, and he also talks about the apocalypse. He has 2-hour videos up where you waste a lot of times getting to know solution, because the apocalypse you can read like this or like that. I tell you, he has made up a kind of formula how to read it. And he tells you whenever it says seas, that's people. Whenever it says sword, then it's a word. You know, you don't kill with a sword, you kill with a word, sort of. So I lost a lot of time wasting on Walter Veith. He's good on his dietary videos, and his evolution is a bit a question mark as well, because he says there can't be any evolution, because if you have an animal and it's not perfect, it has to still develop until it is at its final stage, then it won't survive, he says. So yeah, we see evolution in our lifetime. So we have children being so super irritated by noises and visual inputs and smell as well. So, that one is going to create more children of the same kind, just due to not getting enough attention in their child phase of life, where they need to be hugged and have a lot of parenting and mother and father on their side. I don't want to say that the vaccines are healthy. They are bad, as Andreas Moritz teaches us. He can even he studied studies, so I trust him on that. But it's also not the reason why that people end up autistic. Not the only reason. It's the stomach that goes rotten, and it's a mixture of these things. No intake of vitamins, and that one paralleled with parents that have no time, so the child is in fear of life, because if the parents would be gone altogether, the biology of the child knows it's gonna die, not the child rationally knowing that and therefore getting so annoying. But if there is a problem in the relationship of the parents or in the house where it grows up, then this child is gonna be very irritating. Yeah. So Walter Veith led me to David Coleman, which has like some 80s video up on the Illuminati, and a real bad quality video though, but a real good one on Buddhism, where he is misleading into this spiritistic, esoteric direction that the elite started with the Fox sisters, just to make us lose a lot of time with astrology and tarot and Kabbalah and runes. So Michael Sellner is one of those misleading guys. He talks too fast in his videos, and also he has no real vocabulary set, so no one ever knows what he's talking about. I tell you, don't follow the misleading guys. So I learned about some side effects of this kind of esoteric stuff, which is remote viewing by Ingo Swann. I watched all his interviews and speeches. That one is a method, they say, where they developed by the CIA guys and stuff, to see by not seeing with their eyes but by intuition how things are. And then I also learned about reverse speech of David Oates. And just in